Welcome to the Art of Being Happy, Buddha's Guide to Modern Living from Jethavanarama Buddhist Monastery, Sri Lanka. This intriguing talk series brings timeless Buddhist wisdom to help you navigate life's challenges through simple, practical insights. Each episode offers gentle guidance for finding peace and joy in everyday moments. Join us on this journey toward lasting happiness and inner peace. Brought to you by Sanathanavani, the voice eternal.
Today, every material possession that you have, you can't stop feeling that it belongs to you. Whose car? Or rather, your car, whose is it? Swami knows, but the question has the answer. Who does your car belong to? Duh. The question has the answer. I say no. See, this car that you think is yours, okay? Let's take the car back to the manufacturer and ask them, did you manufacture this car for me? What might they say? What might they say? You know what they say? Who are you exactly? When I don't even know who you are, why would I make a car for you? Is probably what they would say. So they never made a car for you. At what point did the car become yours? I take a car, I mean, we can take anything, but let's take a car because most of you will probably have a car, right? When did that car become yours? Just think about the process of that car becoming yours. You know, the story will be something like this, okay? Might not be exactly, but something like this. Perhaps you walked into a showroom, yeah? You had your plastic money, or maybe you had a piece of paper on which you could write a number and sign it and hand it over to them, or maybe you had a bank account so you could transfer, or maybe you had the cash in a suitcase. Whatever the case might have been, you walked into the showroom, you looked around, you said, I'd like that one please, and asked, can I go for a test drive? He said, sure. Is the car yours too? No, it's beginning to become yours though. Where? In the steering wheel, right? No? Driver's seat. Did I get that right? No? Passenger seat. It's beginning to become yours, right? No? Where? In your mind. That's where it's beginning to become yours. Now, any good salesperson who's worth his salt will say all those lovely things that will make you feel that it is more yours than it is his. He'll say, sir, look at you in that car. Oh my, oh my, oh my. You look dapper. Look at that. You look so smart and elegant. Just you driving around in that car. All the eyes that will be looking at you as you pull it out of the driveway. All the onlookers who will wish, oh, if I had one of those. So elegant. Only a man with high taste would want to drive in something like this. Sir? What's that he said at the end? Sir? What's all that for? I'm here to burst your bubbles, okay? I burst more balloons than I blow up. You'll have to forgive me for that, because I'm here to speak the truth and nothing but the truth. As harsh as it might be, you've never heard the truth before. So brace yourselves as I give you the truth, 1 ounce of it at a time, because I care about you. Enough of people putting you up on high pedestals and glorifying you and saying that you are so and so, oh my God, you are the bee's knees. Never before have you seen a greater man. If you've not heard these stories, you will soon enough. Enough of all that nonsense. Under this skin of ours, we are all the same. But people will blow your trumpet. They'll sing hymns. They'll praise you and they'll honor you. Don't fall for it. Let them do it. You don't have to stop them. Let them do it. You will know this best of all because whenever you come here and you tell me, Swami Nuhanse, you are the best Swami Nuhanse in the whole wide world. I say, yes, man. I let you have that. I let you indulge in that. Not because I accept a word you say, but because it enables you to engage in merit. That's why. Because in your heart, as your heart fills with respect, devotion, honor, these are things that will see you well. Respect and honor for those who deserve it is one of the meritorious deeds. That's why we respect our parents, we respect our elders, our teachers. To have that feeling in your heart of devotion and piety towards those who deserve it is a very meritorious deed. But believe you me, ladies and gentlemen, I don't take one word of it back home with me. All of the praise and the honor that you lay at my feet, when I stand up and walk away, I offer it at the altar and walk away. None of it belongs to me. Hear me. Answer this question for me. If you saw me in a pair of trousers, would you worship me? No. Who does the worship belong to then? Who does your veneration belong to? You know to whom? This robe. Who does the robe belong to? He who gave me the robe. He lent it to me. He didn't give it to me. He lent it to me. He said, take it, do what you have to do your job, and nothing more, and nothing less. Go serve mankind. As you heal yourself, heal as many hearts as you possibly can. And when you're done, give it back. I have borrowed this robe, and I have borrowed my alms bowl. Wouldn't I be a fool to think that your worship belongs to me? See, in the same vein, ladies and gentlemen, I speak to you. Don't let them fool you. In this world of, I'll say lightly, business, people's coming together are transactional. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. People only scratch your back because you agree to scratch theirs. It is not because people are bad. It's not because people are vile or vicious. It's because hurt people hurt people. I hope you had some time to reflect on your homework from last week. You know, when someone is destitute, when someone is helpless, they will do anything to get that help they need. Just ask yourselves, put yourself in those situations. Go back, take a walk in the path of life, and remind yourself those times when you needed something, how desperately you went and sought, beseeched that help. Remember how you begged for it? All honor and pride at that moment goes out the window because you want it so badly. When you wanted a job, remember the first time you got a job, your first job? I remember that time when I got my first job. My first job was working at a news agent's. When I was just at college, I worked at a news agent's, selling things, learning how the world works, and earning my pocket money because I didn't want to bother my parents. Even at that point, at that time, I thought, they've done enough for me. I'm a man who can stand up on his own 2 feet. I've got my arms, I've got my legs, I've got a head straight. I know a thing or two. Why should I have to bother my parents? Let me try and do what I can to chip in. And so I did. Every month I'd earn myself a decent 200 to 300 pounds just working at the news agents. I'd do a newspaper round every once in a while. I enjoyed that because I could do something for my family. I thought I was the one paying the bills. So mother accepted, whatever I earned, and I went and said, Mama, use this to pay the bills. She said, okay, put that, thank you. I think she probably put it in a drawer somewhere and then forgot about it. Or maybe she just went and put it into my bank account. But she was so kind enough to give me the feeling that I was the one who was paying the bills at home. But, I can never say enough about parents and teachers. And from time to time, please allow me the liberty to share some of my own experiences, because as I do so, I'm sure you will have your own experiences that will come afresh to your mind. And rejoice in them, ladies and gentlemen. You're entitled to. You're entitled to rejoice in the good deeds, in the great things that your parents have done for you. Every time you think of that and every time you rejoice in it, I allow you to do so because it earns you merits. It's a meritorious deed. It's to be grateful. Gratitude itself is a meritorious deed, just to be grateful. And who better than for your teachers and your parents? So allow me from time to time. I remember to this day, how my mother used to wash the clothes at home with her own bare hands. Not because she couldn't afford a washing machine. But you know what? She made me think that we couldn't. So there were 4 of us at home, mother, Amma, Apachi, Malli and myself. And so every weekend she would take the clothes into the bathroom and she would wash them. She would ask me to come and watch her. I know your stories will be quite similar in many ways, if not in every way, in many ways. I remember the lessons your father taught you, sir. She made me watch how she washed the clothes. She made me sit down. They had a little bench, stool, sit down, and she made me watch how she washed the clothes. And how she would wipe the sweat off her forehead. Every time giving me the impression that life is not easy. She could buy herself a washing machine quite comfortably. But you know what she did? She waited until I earned my first salary working at the news agents and buy her that washing machine. That was the first thing I bought with the money that I'd earned. A washing machine for my mother. Now, this is not to say that I'm such a nice son. That's not what this is for. I'm saying, look at what our parents have done for us. As I share this story with you, I'm sure you will have 100 stories that you can relate. Look at what our parents have done for us. She taught me that in life you don't get what you desire, you only get what you deserve. So you have to work for it. And I felt over the moon. Can you imagine that? The boy, 18, 19 years of age, his first salary, he buys his mother a washing machine. It was a surprise as well. She knew it all the way. She knew what was going to happen. She knew where I was looking. I got the catalog. I was flicking through the pages. She knew I'd call the drivers, the delivery. She knew all of it. She pretended she didn't know any of it. I'm sure you'll have plenty of stories like that. She grounded me. And later on, when I began to understand the Dhamma, I realized all this putting up on pedestals, all this singing praises, all of that is just because they want their back scratched. Again, I don't mean it in a bad way. I mean it in a way where I want you to think why people have to resort to that. Because they're helpless. Because when they're helpless, people need help. When they're destitute, they need refuge. Today, this morning, we started this program by seeking refuge. And I asked you, do you understand what is meant by seeking refuge? We have all come here seeking refuge. Because we have all come here having realized that there is still something that remains unfulfilled in our hearts. Despite everything that you have to your name, despite everything that belongs to you, there is still something that remains unfulfilled. You are not content, are you? Honestly? Give me that virtual nod again. Just a virtual one. Okay, I'll close my eyes. Now give me a real one. Dear ladies and gentlemen, there is nothing you could do that would embarrass you in front of me. I promise you that. There is nothing you can do. You can come here and walk naked. I wouldn't be embarrassed. You can come in front of me and tell me every secret that you held so dear in your life. I'd be fine with that. Because I don't see a bad man. I don't see a bad woman. All I see is the product of circumstances. The product of circumstances. If I could be disheartened, if I could be discouraged by listening to someone's story, by this point, I'd have left my robes and probably ended up in Angodo somewhere. Because every living, breathing soul that walks through the gates of our monastery, they bring with them a story. And those who come along will know that every week we have about 1,000 men and women just like yourselves who walk in through those gates. And each of them, they bring a story. Why would someone walk into a monastery? It's not for the food. Why does someone walk into the salon? For lunch? No, because they need their hair done. So why does someone walk into a temple? Because there's a burning fire that they don't know what to do with. Don't you agree? I mean, there's always a purpose with wherever we go, right? You go to the playground to play. You go to the restaurant to eat, have a meal. You go to school to learn. You go to work to earn. You go to the temple to stop the burn. Most of the time, who do you see in temples on a Poya day? Young youths, full of life and vitality. Who do you see? You in 10 years, right? Or you in 20, maybe 30. Most of the time you see whom? The elderly. Does that not beg a question? Why, after having lived 60 years, 60 full years, if you ask them, there'll be mothers, there'll be fathers, there'll be professionals who will have reached the peak of their professions. And you see them in the temple. There'll be powerful men and women who now seem powerless. Guru Swami Mahanse, my teacher, always reminds me, don't fall for these traps because people will use you like a tissue paper. How does one use a tissue paper? You take it out of the box, you wipe your dirty hands with it, and then you do what with it? Put it in your pocket out of gratitude for all that it has done for you? What do? Put it on the altar and hold joss sticks? What do? You put it in the trash and look back at it again? No. Move on. Let me give you another convincing argument. I know the stories of some of your parents because on occasions you have shared them with me. Let's take a late parent, maybe a mother or a father. They're no more. In their time, how many men, women, and children did they serve? Just think of a number. If your father was a doctor, for instance, he would have treated many hundreds, if not thousands of patients. Yeah? If your mother was a teacher, she would have taught many hundreds, if not thousands of students, etc., etc., etc. Okay? Now they are no longer. How many people do you think go looking for them? Go to the cemetery, buy their tombstone and lay down flowers in their name? Tell me. You do it. Still. But what about those people who made use of their useful life? Perhaps your father was the best surgeon around. And there was a patient who had a very complex surgery, and it was your father who saved his life. At the point he was treated, he thanked him profusely and said, "You saved my life, sir. Without you, I wouldn't be alive today." The man was cured. He went back home. A year passed. Perhaps he sent a letter, a thanking letter, the first year. After that, life goes on. Did he come to the funeral? Today, every year at his death anniversary, you give a dani. You do an almsgiving and you transfer merits. Do you think the man who your father healed does a merit transfer at the end of the day? Before he goes to bed? Do you think he does a merit transfer at least on the anniversary of his surgery? Do you think he does? Are you so naive? You know that doesn't happen, right? But if your father had asked him, "If you want me to do that surgery, you have to do a merit transfer. You have to give me a meal. You have to do this, you have to do that. I call the shots and you do it." He would have done any of that because he wanted his back scratched. Some of you will have parents who made history. Some of you will have parents who built this country up from where it was. Perhaps there will be those who fought for freedom. Do you think on the anniversary of our freedom, your father is remembered? You remember him still because he was your father. That's it. So if that is what happened to your father, ... what's going to happen to the son, and what's going to happen to the daughter, the sons and daughters I'm looking at right now. But while we are here, we do our service to humanity. My point is this: I don't expect any of you to think anything of what I have done for you today or in the many years to come. After we've left, we've departed. That's fine. But what I need you to understand is, don't fall for that trap. When they come and sing praises that you are the next best thing to sliced bread, don't buy that bread. It's stale. Don't fall for that. Remember, for a back to be scratched, another back has to be scratched. This is not that from now on, God, Lord, I thought people were so kind and so generous. I hate mankind from now on. How vicious and vile they are. No, that is not what this is for. If that were the case, ladies and gentlemen, why would I go on an alms round looking for people who need help? Why would I come here all the way from the monastery looking for people who need help? I told you, come with empty pockets. Leave with a full mind and a full heart. Engage in service, but expect nothing in return. But it's difficult to do, because it's in our human nature to expect something, always in return. Sometimes that expectation can be as simple as a smile. I helped him, he didn't even smile at me. I did all that for him, and he didn't even say thank you. How rude. So then you did it for what? The thank you. See, you wanted your back scratched. Don't do it for anything. Just do it for yourselves. Do it for the merits. Whatever good deed you do, make this your life's philosophy. From time to time I'll give you things, right? Jot it down somewhere, or maybe, jot it in the back of your mind so you don't forget it. There'll be some really simple principles that I'll be sharing with you from time to time. I don't have a list written down somewhere, so when it comes, it'll come. Hold them true to your heart and live by them. Trust me, if you do so, you will enjoy the same bliss that I do today. Like I said, you don't enjoy the bliss that I do in one day, in a whole year, but you can. Soon enough you can. I'm here to help you do that. So only do it for yourself. Don't expect anything in return. If you walk up to a beggar and give him something, don't expect him to say, thank you, Nona. Don't expect that. I mean, how cheap do you need to be to give, 500 rupees, 100 rupees, and in return expect, thank you, Nona? Is that the exchange rate these days? Let them be cheap. Don't you be cheap. Don't exchange what you give for a thank you. Those are just two simple mere words. Don't exchange it for that. Expect something bigger, something greater, something larger than life. I told you, I don't charge you a penny, but from the moment you started listening to this sermon, I've been charging you and you don't even know it. I charge by the word. I don't expect you to come and say thank you. You can. And you're welcome, but don't expect a thank you. It's kind of you to leave a glass of water here. But should you decide you don't want to, that's fine as well. I'll bring one when I come from the monastery. Because I didn't come here expecting to exchange what I have to offer for something so cheap as a thank you or a smile or you're so great, Swami Nuhansa. I don't expect any of that because I don't exchange it for that sort of mere, those meager little rights. I expect it for one thing and one thing alone, something priceless, that is Nibbana. I want you to think like me. That is what this program is about, isn't it? It is the way you think that you are. You are the way you think. There's a saying, you are what you eat. Yes, if you want to look at it that way. You can eat through two orifices. There's one under your nose and there's one above your eyes. Or through your ears. You're what you eat. If you eat good food, you'll be healthy. If you listen to good Dhamma, you'll be healthy. So you are what you eat. You are what you think. You are your thoughts. You become who you think, what you think.
Thank you for joining us on The Art of Being Happy from Jethavanarama Buddhist Monastery. May today's wisdom bring you peace and joy in your daily life. We'd love to hear how these talks have touched your life. Share your experiences with us on +91 6361 803371. Until next time, may you find happiness in each present moment. Brought to you by Sanathanavani, the voice eternal.